How every morning starts. Cup of coffee. And away we go. Hope you enjoy the video. So we've got our fuel line routed. Kind of on the outside of the frame rail. Being as there's no inner fender, I put it a little bit up on top. It's still 4 or 5 inches away from the header. Goes up around, up through the AC bracket and to the front of the engine. That should work about the best. Now going toward the back, I have it routed so it's attached to the frame. Goes up underneath. Goes around the back. And then is attached up there. And right to the bulkhead fitting. I did put a couple wire ties to hold the battery cable, which I have encapsulated in a heater hose up in there. Here's my brake line as I talked about yesterday. Nice and gold. That's that. I have filled the transmission, the final and the differential. It is bolted together. It is gasketed, gooped, and ready to rock. So the rear end's done. Drive shaft is in and bolted. Transmission is full of fluid. We should be ready to rock as far as that. Next thing is to go ahead and put all the clamps on the brake lines, front and rear, and then I will go ahead and start mocking up at some exhaust, and I'll get it down a little ways and figure out how to do an emergency brake cable, because I'm going to have to put a loop in these or something, but I got to at least have one that works, right? So we'll continue on. The pile is getting smaller. Fingers crossed. Needs to be running tonight or tomorrow at the latest. Oh, I hope I can make it. It's really getting tight now. Well, good morning, everybody. Today is Wednesday, the 7th of June, and I have bad news. It seems the state of Florida has made the Natty Ratty Hot Rods Chrysler project fail. Last November, I went to register the car. It's already insured through Haggerty. And they said I needed to get the serial number verified. So I called the sheriff's department. They came out, keeping in mind the car didn't run. And they came out and verified it. So I went back into the tag office. They asked me if the car had been modified. I said yes. They said, well, you need a weight certificate. Okay. Problem was, the car had no front suspension underneath it and all. If you recall, there was some issues there. So I couldn't get it weighed. So I asked if there was a time limit on the serial number verification. They said no. Move up a few months. In February of 2023, they changed the law in the state of Florida. Apparently there have been a lot of classic car thefts. Unbeknownst to me, I didn't worry about anything. I figured, okay, I've got my title from Colorado. I have my weight certificate. When I get closer to the end, I'll go ahead and register it. No problem. So yesterday, the 6th, I go in to register the car. And they said, well, we can't do that. So they give me 3 pages of paperwork that I have to fill out. Then I have to take the car to Palmetto, which is 130 miles away, and get it re-inspected to confirm through Tallahassee, Florida, that the car is not stolen. Now this isn't a big deal, except for, number 1, I'm out of days. Number 2, the car has to be a running, driving vehicle by then, which means that I would have to get it completed today, put it on a trailer, tow it for 3 hours with traffic one way, get them to look at the serial number on the driver's side door. Then they have to send that information to Tallahassee, where it takes another day to get a verification okay. Then I have to go to the tag office and get the title and a set of tags. It's not gonna happen. I'm out of time. I have to be out of here Friday. The plan was to go look at a piece of property we're purchasing up in Tennessee, then run back down to Atlanta and get ready for the power tour. I'm really in a pickle here. I'm gonna do my best to try and get this car running today. I still have a lot of work to do. Obviously, I don't have any help. Most of my friends are good friends, but they are not car guys. So I really can't reach out and get a gang together. A couple of my power tour buddies have come out and helped, but they've got full plates trying to get their stuff ready, and they aren't available. So I'm on my own here. I do have the back end wired. I'm gonna walk around. We'll make this all one video and I'll download it all at once. Sorry, I'm not going to edit this video. This is just going to be a one-trick pony, and you'll get it all at once. So yesterday, I went ahead, after doing what we had to do for selling our house and da-da-da, I went ahead and plumbed in the fuel system. Everything is ready. That red wire is actually the power to the fuel pump. Battery goes here. Not a big deal. I can pop a battery in it in a heartbeat. About the fuel pump, fuel lines are in. The only thing I don't have is over there. I don't have my anti-rollover or my rollover valve. Dashboard is all wired and ready. Of course, no radio, no air conditioning as of yet. Going forward, I determined that my Hollies are not going to work. These two 4-barrels, I do not have all of the magic to plumb them in, so I've got to get the right stuff. I'll probably pick it up from Jegs or Summit, but I don't have time. Excuse me. So what I've gone and done is just kind of pre-plumbed. Still have to put radiator hoses on, blah, blah, blah. Still have to wire the front end, which is no big deal. I have a pair of 500 Hollies that I'm going ahead and going through. Got one of the metering blocks soaking in water because, well, if you guys have ever worked on a Holly, those old gaskets get baked on there. I'm sorry, something's blooming, so my sinuses are draining bad. Still have to put the seats in. Well, you know, have all this trim. My wife has got the door panels going. I just don't see a way it's going to happen. So we'll walk out to Plan B. Plan B is a 2-time Hot Rod Power Tour, in quotation marks, winner. It made it there twice. It made it back twice. One time it made it 30 miles from the house on the way home, and I had an HEI fail. It's a pretty sweet little truck, drives well. Had a 4L60 in it, which I determined wasn't going to work when I went to this, and I put a 700 R4 in it. Oh look, it's been sitting long enough that it's already got mud daubers in it. We'll bust that out of there. Had a 700 R4 in it, which I determined was not strong enough to hold the horsepower, so I broke that to pieces, tore the front pump out of it. So the plan is, once again, this is an untested puppy. I could take the motor home. Wouldn't that be something for the power tour? We can't do that because my wife has to start packing up the house, because we have to be out of here right after the power tour ends. I have an old Stalker 4L80E right here. Brand new torque converter, went with a stock converter. Have a standalone controller for it. Plan is to just put that in that pickup truck, make it drive. I hope that that transmission works. It worked when it came out of a van. So the question is it going to go 2,500 miles? I don't know, but I'm going to work on the car today, try and get as much done as I can. Then tomorrow, I'm going to roll it outside, roll the truck in the morning, put a transmission in it, and see if that works. If that does not work, guys, I hate to say it, but I'm going to have to go to Enterprise, and I'm going to have to rent a car. I don't want to miss this power tour. I have worked and worked and worked to try and get this done. And as much as I hate to disappoint all you that have actually watched it come along, I'm pretty much stuck. That was the straw that broke the camel's back going to the tag office yesterday, because legally I can't drive it. There is a possibility, maybe, if I get a buddy that has a dealer tag, that we can use a dealer tag and go for a ride. But I don't know that that'll happen. We'll have to see. And that's where we're at. So I'm sorry to disappoint, but there's always next time. There's always maybe a cruise somewhere else, cruising the coast, cruising somewhere, where you'll see the old girl and my fat ass and ugly face. But for right now, the project is pretty much dead for the Hot Rod Power Tour. Breaks my heart. I was really looking forward to showing this thing off, showing everybody what I can do with some junk, and just having a grand old time with it. Fingers crossed, it might not be over, but it's looking pretty bad. So there you have it. We'll catch you on the flip side. Hope you enjoyed all the videos. I'll keep making them as we go farther. You never know. There could be some big changes. We might just make it better. I will go through a couple little things real quick, just so that you know I haven't stopped. I came up with a magic plan. That little thing right there goes to this little thing right here, and that holds the whole front end together. It works really well. Once it's in place, it locks in real good. The Hollies, of course, are 500 CFM a piece. Of course, you'd run fine with them. Actually, for highway cruising, they're better. And the reason they're better is because, well, I can show you on this one. This is one that I was going to use one time before. If you look where the adapter plate is, the two barrels ride right in the middle. Because they ride right in the middle, you get better fuel distribution at part throttle. Meaning that, unlike the 4 barrels, which if I'm only running on the primary is off to the driver's side, like a good bit, they will be right in the center, which means that it'll split the air fuel mixture a little bit easier in the plenum to make it work a little better. So anyway, that's my theory. I could be seriously wrong, I don't know, but it looks good on paper. So no 600s, we're on to 500s, and we're gonna just continue on here. So have a great day. Hope to see you all on the power tour. Don't know what I'll be driving, but just look for an old bald fat man, and that'll be me, or one of many. Bye for now. Well, it's still Wednesday, and thus far I have the entire fuel system done. I went to my two 500s, made my AN lines, put a neat little Y underneath there, hooked up my pressure regulator. Before I hooked up the pressure regulator, I did put a little fuel in the tank, kicked it in the butt, and flushed out the big lines, because you always, when you cut them, especially if you're using a cutoff wheel, you get some goop in there. So I did flush it. When I flushed it, I put a rag in the can and poured it back in the can, and sure enough, the rag was full of stuff. So the good news is it's all set. I did have one needle in seat that was leaking, so I put that back together with a new needle in seat. I've wired up the battery cable to the starter, wired up the starter wires for the hot and the ignite and all that good stuff. I've run them across the back. I primed the engine. In the back, I did have a couple fuel leaks at the back. I think I forgot to tighten 2 of the AN fittings. No surprise there. Here's a lot of stuff going on. I still have to tighten down the fuel tank, but the fuel tank is mounted. It's snug, so we'll do that. I did have a little leak at this fitting. It looks like I might have a little at both of them, so we'll snug those up. Still have to do the inner rollover valve.
hook up this pink wire for fuel gauge, which I doubt if it'll work. I gotta make an end for my positive cable and hook this stuff up and kick this bear in the butt. I'll bring it up on number 1 in the morning, drop the distributor in the hole. He says, drop the distributor in the hole. There's a minor setback with that, and that is that in order to get the distributor in the hole, I can get the distributor in. I'm not sure that I can get the cap on without pulling the carburetor off. So we'll see. I may have to pull that back carb and the linkage back off. But I do have my linkage all done. It works really well. So we're good there. So we'll do that, kick it in the butt in the morning. There's not a whole lot of break-in procedure. It's a roller cam. I'm just gonna kick it in the butt for a minute, make sure it's okay, get some oil pressure up in it. I'm not gonna warm it up. I'm just gonna run it long enough to know it runs. Then I'm gonna shut it down. I'm gonna run my evaporator and condenser lines so that I can mount the radiator solid. Then I will go ahead and kick it in the butt, see how the thermostat works, make sure it's gonna run, get the fans wired up so they work. But the primary goal at this point is kick it in the butt as early in the morning as possible. Once it's in and running, then I'm gonna go gangbusters. Some good news, I may have a dealer tag on the way that I can use that will make me pseudo legal. A lot of guys do it. Well, I'll do it. It'll be insured through me anyway, plus, so I'll be careful. We're gonna try and get this thing running tomorrow and get it ready for the road. If it's not ready for the road tomorrow, I'm not even gonna go to plan B. I'm gonna go ahead and rent a new car. There's no sense taking a chance, last day, last minute, putting a transmission in a truck that is not tried and true either, and trying to drive it closer to 3,000 miles. I have to go to Tennessee and then to Atlanta, Georgia. So we'll see how it all lays out, but I'm still going as fast as I can. There's still a, what, 2 in 5 chance maybe? A little less than 50%, but we'll see. I mean, geez. You want to drive a new car, or do you want to drive this? Obvious answer. Well, just a quick one. It's Thursday night. Supposed to leave for the power tour tomorrow, go to Tennessee, then to Atlanta, and then be on the power tour Sunday to check in, and Monday. But once again, more failures. Brand new Summit electronic ignition box has failed. Didn't even get spark for the first time. No power to the coil. Coil's brand new, everything's brand new. And it doesn't work. So, the plan has changed. I have got a pickup truck. I purchased the dolly today. I am going to put it on a dolly, close it up, and I'm headed north. I'm going to take it nice and easy and just let her roll on a car dolly. And then we are going to do a partial build in parking lots, everybody. So look for us. We'll be there flailing tools and drinking beers and trying to get shit done. So hang on, we still aren't done with it yet. Well, I'm letting a lot of people down, but once again we have issues. It's just I can't win here. So this is a brand new Summit MSD style multi-spark discharge unit with an with a Summit distributor and a Summit ignition coil. I purchased it for my other pickup truck about a little over a year ago. Well, almost exactly, just past a year. And of course it's out of warranty. I just took it out of the box and it doesn't work. So, understanding that it's out of warranty, it's not their fault. I call on the phone today because it's a, oh damn, we got problems. And no problem. We'll give you a great discount on it. We'll send you one right out. I give him the card number. I give him the address I want it shipped to, which is my home. And somehow he ignored that and is shipping it to my wife's work address, where they are closed on Saturday. So now, once again, I have no ignition. The car's not done. It's ready to run. all I have to do is turn the key and it will spin over. I've got no spark. It's obviously a Summit Parts problem and they're sending it to the wrong address. Is there any way to fix it? Nope. So I am not going to make the Hot Rod Power Tour long hauler. Tomorrow I'm going to roll this thing out and I'm going to put my truck in the lift and I'm going to put a transmission in it and hopefully it'll work. If it does work, I'm going to put this on the car dolly and I'm going to tow it to the Hot Rod Power Tour. If that works, I'll be in Atlanta on Sunday. As long as the truck transmission works, I'll be okay. If it doesn't, then this is a debacle that cannot be fixed in time and I'll just have to work on it some more and try and get it ready for next year. But it does not look good at this point for making it to the Hot Rod Power Tour for long haul. We'll see what happens. In the meantime, my wife did a little sewing for me and made some really nice door panels. She diamond cut them, put some teal stuff on top. You can probably see the other one better. And she did some really nice work. So I at least got those on. I did get a driver's side window in. It kind of rolls up and down. I got this one to kind of roll up and down. I was more interested in just getting it watertight. So that's done. And I've continued on with a few other little goodies and pieces too. So there you have it. Once again, parts issues. You know, they say that all this stuff is quality control tested and all of that good stuff. Right out of the box, it didn't work. Things that make you go, I've gone through the diagnostics and it says at the very end, if these things don't work, then the Summit ignition control box needs serviced. So, I'm done. Hope you guys have a good time if I don't make it. If I do, please come up, shake my hand, say hi, tell me how silly this thing looks. We'll see what happens. I'm really bummed. Hey everybody. Well, I made it. So I want to show you what a beautiful car looks like. I believe this is a 65 GTO. Absolutely gorgeous. And if you look, he's been here a few times before. So this is obviously a Plan A car. Plan A car. Plan C car. Oops. And I got run into today. This is a rental. I didn't make it a day and a half. And I got driven into. Real nice guy. Left the stoplight a little faster than me towing his boat. Had to look it up. In a little place called Hohenwald, Tennessee. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. So I was leaving a green light and he just bumped into the ass end of me. Just barely messed it up, but of course, one more thing that happens. So I did make it to the power tour, although it's Plan C. I'm going to continue on and at least have the best time we can. People are bringing just about everything. You name it. Cars in process. I would have liked to have brought the Chrysler, but you know how that works. So we'll take a quick walk around. We got a few people here you probably recognize from my shirts. We have HP tuners with a beautiful little Dodge truck. We have SRT Challengers, 59 or 60 Cadillacs. Beautiful car. This is the kind of stuff we like. This is what the tour is all about. How you doing? Beautiful car. We have Buick GS's. We have Mercury Cougars and Mustangs. And trucks like the one I rented with generators in the back. Just gonna do a quick walkthrough so you at least see a few of them. It's supposed to be about 5,000 cars this year. Beautiful 70 El Camino. I believe it's a 70. this is where it all happens. We hang out in the parking lot, and people just enjoy it. 5,000 cars on a rolling car show. It's not a big venue in one place. Everybody goes from town to town. You don't even have to have a hot rod. You just have to enjoy the hobby. Painless wiring's always here. Years ago, they were competition for me. I had a shop in Port Charlotte, Florida called Wired Rods, and I did custom wiring. And then these guys came up with a brilliant idea to make a kit, and they didn't put me out of business, but they sure did do it right. Makes it real easy. Now everybody's cloning their stuff and bastardizing the brand and the value. But if you use good stuff, you get good results. So we have 55 Chevrolets, more Challengers, a beautiful OBS Tahoe. Tahoe is the GMC. Suburban is the Chevrolet. I'm sorry. What's wrong? What's GMC? I should know, I had a couple. 69 Chevelle, 56 Chevrolet, 55 Chevrolet, I think. Can't see the front. Some new Corvettes. Ooh, an old Z. 260. I'll post some pictures of mine. I had a couple of those. 57 Chevy wagon. It's a two-door. Hi guys. It's not a Nomad. It is the two-door, which I believe was the business version. Beautiful car. Not a lot of these around. Ooh, nice little square body. Four-wheel drive. So, this is only the start. There will be thousands of cars. Thousands. I'll take a walk around the other side here. Edit out my walk. You don't need to see this thing shaking all over. Not gonna walk too far. I'll only walk as far as my beer will take me, and then I'll go back and get another one. This guy's all the way from New York, but he made it. Unlike me. Just a heads up, there will be a video coming, or is already up, about Summit shipping me a new multi-spark control box, which appears to be made in the same place as MSD. The instructions are identical, can only assume. But that being said, called them on the phone. They were really nice. They hooked me up. They were going to ship it overnight for 45 bucks. Gave me a heck of a discount and shipped it to the wrong address even after I told the guy the right address. Okay. Beautiful little pickup truck. 67 Chevelle, CTSV. Hi guys.
Howdy.
69 Roadrunner, which we used to call road scrapers. Came with 383s. I had one with a 4-speed. It was actually the GTX version, 68. Beautiful car. There is no limit to the imagination, as you've seen with my Chrysler. Then we have a twin turbo powered Volkswagen. With an LS, of course. Cool little car. A 51 or a 52 Pontiac. Is that a 56? I have a friend that I helped him with a Crown Vic with the Police Interceptor 312 in it with 2 4s.
Yeah.
Boy, those are a fun carb to build.
I bet they are.
It's the beige color with green interior and the green skylight. It's
Oh, yeah.
gorgeous.
This
Just
top
gorgeous.
came out of a 54
Yeah.
Skyliner.
Beautiful car.
Yeah.
There are not many around. People
No.
don't realize just how odd, unusual they are.
Yeah. Unlike the Tri-5.
Tri-5s and all. I actually have a 57 Chrysler New Yorker. You might have seen it online. It was cut in half and they took 40 inches out of the middle of it. It kind of looks like a Nomad.
Yeah.
So I'm in the process of making a gasser. I did a whole YouTube set of videos on it
Really?
and had a bad MSD box Friday.
Oh, no.
So I couldn't drive it. So
Oh, shit.
here we are.
Here you are, anyway.
We made it.
Yeah, good.
Have a great trip.
Yeah, you will, you too.
Another 70, I think 70 was a single headlight, 71 was the duals. Ooh, 63 Impala, 55 Chevy set up as a gasser without the straight axle. Nice car. 64, I believe, Falcon. And of course, Fox Body Mustang. Another RT Challenger, they're everywhere. Camaro, 66 Nova. So that just kind of gives you an idea of what's around. There's some really beautiful cars. There's more on the way. I'll do a little more video tomorrow. We'll kind of get an idea. But there's more fun in the hotel parking lots. Everybody hanging out. And if you watch my first video, at the very beginning of my series, you see me doing a burnout in the hotel parking lot. So this is what we do. You bring some chairs, you hang out, you enjoy. That's all for now.